A Christmas Prince, The Royal Wedding is the sequel to A Christmas Prince. This was released in 2018. It's directed by John Schultz and it's written by Nate Atkins. And of course, we have a cast including Rose McIver and Ben Lamb. And I will point out that I watched the first film 4 years ago and I haven't seen it since. I did do a recap. I reminded myself on Wikipedia of the specific events in that film. But if you also haven't seen that film in a while, but you're curious to watch the sequel, I can confirm that it's absolutely fine to watch it with some distance because everything still makes perfect sense. And as soon as I saw the characters, it all came flooding back to me, which I'm taking as a good sign from the first film. And as a sequel, it's not too bad. Amber is preparing to marry the prince, to marry Richard, and it's not straightforward. Not only is she trying to come to terms with what is required of her by the royal family, but she's also still writing and still blogging, and there are potential issues with that regarding protocol. And it's an interesting journey. I really love the character of Princess Emily. She's played by Honor Kneafsey, and I think she's such a great character. I remember thinking that with the first film. Definitely thought that with this film. I loved what she brought to this. I loved how she helped move the narrative forward at certain points. Really fabulous character. Emily and Richard are both likeable as well, of course. The only thing I didn't like about this, and it's not a big deal, but there were certain times when it just felt a little over the top. Like they were trying to make things a little too dramatic. And I don't mean suspenseful. I mean chaotic, with characters running around and one step away from screaming. It was a bit much, but that's really only a small percentage of the film. In general, I thought the tone was otherwise quite fine. It definitely has a magic feel to it, a magic quality. And in general, I thought they handled the story really well. There is a third film, which I have now added to my watch list, and I'll be watching that within the next month or so, certainly not 4 years from now. But if you've seen the first film and you enjoyed it, I definitely recommend this. While you don't necessarily need to have seen the previous film, you can still enjoy this as a film about somebody who is marrying into the royal family and what that's like. I do feel like the first film, not only is it a good film and I recommend it, but also I think it just helps to make the journey a little bit more interesting. And I'm looking forward to finding out the third film, what it's like. I know what it's about because the title makes it obvious, but I won't say just in case you're not familiar with it. But I will find out in due course what it's like. But based on this, apart from it being a little over the top in places, I really liked it. Solid narrative, well executed, obviously great characters, really solid performances, a nice amount of Christmas. It's not too Christmassy. I don't think there is such a thing as too Christmassy, but certainly they could have done a little bit more in terms of Christmas activities, but honestly, it's absolutely fine. A Christmas Prince, The Royal Wedding, is generally an enjoyable film, and it's one that I'm happy to recommend.